Looks like I'm live. Looks like I hope everyone can hear me. I'm live. Looks like please hope everyone can hear me. Chat if you can. Please hope everyone can hear me. Chat if you can. Please hope everyone can hear me. Chat if you can. Please hope everyone can know if it's gonna work properly. Because I haven't really tested it. So, put some motherfucking messages in chat. Oh, y'all got to see my fucking sexy anime girl background. Now y'all know what kind of person I am. I'm a pervert. What the fuck is going on here? Let's load up the list. Which one was it? This is the one. Let's go and make sure that it's the same as... What the fuck is going on here? This is the first time I've played Magic Online with like my second monitor and stuff. I usually just play on my laptop. So I gotta... I need to sort some shit out, maybe. We'll find out. I'm gonna put a message in here. So yeah, before I go too much farther, somebody let me know if they can hear me and shit. Where the fuck is my sideboard? Why is my fucking sideboard not appearing? I want to make sure that this, is like, the list that is, I can see here is the same as the one I have. But I don't know because I can't find my motherfucking sideboard. What the fuck? Let's try going back to the collection. Nope, still no sideboard. Yeah, I don't know what the problem here is. I hope my... Oh wait, maybe it's... Hold on a sec. And get to see my fucking anime girl background one more time. The problem is that the resolution's all fucky. Like, this goes off the side of the screen. Anybody know how to... The keyboard shortcut for fucking, minimizing or... to unmaximize something is? Windows Restore, that's the, there we go. Then if I hit this, yeah, see it like goes all the way to the fucking edge of the screen. I do have a sideboard though. Alright, let me just drag this way over instead of... And we'll just try not to touch it. Alright. Somebody fucking drop a comment in my my chat so I can tell if someone's watching, if you can hear me. Make sure it's all working. So this is the list I've been running. It's, it's a kind of a hybrid of Doomsday and Ant. It's like, basically, so when Probe got banned, and people were talking about, like, putting Street Wraith in and adding more balls and shit. Hold on a second. I'll be back in just a minute. Sorry, I gotta take a break. Like 5-10 minutes. Alright, I'm back. This looks like I still have 0 viewers. Get me some motherfucking viewers. Dicks, I thought it looked like it worked. Hold on a sec. Okay. Seems like I'm having some issues with... Yeah, it says I'm offline. Oh no it doesn't. Wait a second. No, it says I'm live. Alright, what's going on here? Yep, I can see. Looks like it's working. Alright, I'm going to proceed with the stream as though it is working. What is fucking... Alright. Okay. So hopefully everybody can see this. It's, I'm trying out new shit. I have this kind of ugly, super basic layout, but you can see my deck. I got my Twitch chat on the screen now. So hopefully this will work a little better. If people subscribe and follow, you should see some notifications pop up in that that little window at the bottom, that ugly blue window at the bottom. This color scheme's making me sick. I shouldn't have made it that way. But anyway, I'm just gonna fucking jam. So, real quick, talk about the deck list. When Probe got banned, people were talking about like putting Street Wraith in and playing more baubles and shit like that. And I tried some of that stuff and it was okay. I think I went 3-2 in a league with the Street Wraith version, and I don't know. It just like it didn't feel like good. Like when I cashed a league with it, but it was like I felt like I was like, I don't know, really struggling to win games, and I felt like I got lucky and stuff. So I started thinking more about like what's the point of playing Doomsday over other Storm engines other than the fact that it's fucking cool. And the answer I came up with was deterministic kills that don't rely on the graveyard. So like Ant besides like very mana intensive tutor chains, all of its deterministic kills are Past the Flames kills. It's non-deterministic kill. It has non-deterministic kills that don't rely on the graveyard in Ad Nauseam, but Ant is a bad Ad Nauseam deck. And also in tutor chains, which, like I said, like you're looking at like multiple thresholded Cabal rituals to get that off a lot of the time, or like a bunch of Lion's Eye diamonds. So like those aren't super common. Also, Infernal Tutor by its nature is kind of a choke point because you need to be Hellbent, and so if you shoot off an Infernal Tutor and it gets countered, like generally you were Hellbent, so it sucks. You don't have any more resources to keep trying to go off. So I was thinking that Doomsday could be used rather than like the main focus of a deck. It could be used as a supplemental Storm engine to Ant. And this is actually kind of common from like 2010. This is how like the older Storm lists were. A lot of them would play like one Doomsday as an alternate engine. They also had Mystical Tutor back then, but that's okay. So what I did was I'm playing 3 Infernals and 2 Dark Petitions. So those enable your Past and Flames lines. Then you have your 2 Doomsdays and 2 Dark Petitions in the main, and those enable your Doomsday lines. Infernal Contract is the draw 4 that you need to like draw your Doomsday piles, but it also is functional as a card advantage spell and as a mini Storm engine on its own because you draw a lot of extra cards. So I took a Probalist Ant Shell and I cut some Infernal Tutors and I cut the Ad Nauseam. Cut an Infernal Tutor, cut an Ad Nauseam, put in 2 Doomsday. That's really all there is to it. Also, I cut something else. I don't know. Some of them were playing like 8 discard or something. I think that's a little excessive. So anyway, I made a cut for a few cards. In the board, I have 1 Lab Maniac. I'm not sure if it should be there. I've got... This isn't quite the same list as the one I had on my on the deck list on the stream, so I'm just going to make some quick changes here. Because I cut these, I think, for Abrupt Decays. This is closer. I think this is where I want to be with the Abrupt Decays. Whoops, I didn't want to add 4 to sideboard. So post-board, you can lean a little harder into Doomsday. You side in the 3rd Doomsday. You bring in Shelldock Island Recall, or potentially Lab Maniac. And that kind of play is kind of, like, good against control decks and stuff. So anyways, I'm just going to get right into it. I think I'm hoping that we'll see Doomsday play a role, and I won't just, like, all the games I win off the back of Past in Flames. In testing, it's been a little less than 50-50, maybe more like 40-60, like 40% of my wins are off Doomsday. So we'll see what happens. Also, all you World Cup motherfuckers, y'all should be watching this shit. Now your fucking feetball game. Let's see. This is a league. Let's join on. What is going on? Alright. Hold on a sec here. There we go. I go onto my other screen. Oh my fucking god. This shit. Okay. This is kind of a pain. I don't want to play Black Belcher. I want to play... Where is it? It's not on here. Why not? Is my deck illegal for some reason? I must have made my deck illegal by mistake. There's 59 cards in the main deck. What the fuck is this? Oh, I only have 15 lands. What's going on here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What's the land I'm missing? Oh, I want another basic swamp. So I like having 4 basics in the main deck, which is why the Trop went to the sideboard. There's also still 16 cards in my sideboard, so... I'm going to try cutting the Lab Man. I haven't really been too hot on Lab Man since the Probe Man. I think a lot of the Lab Man piles got a lot worse. So, we'll see. I think I want to make the comments in Twitch stick around for longer. I wonder if I can do that from here. Real quick, like. Anyway, let's just get into a, league. There we go. I'll use the play points. So as you can see, I think my last league I did real bad. Fucking A, what's going on here? Sorry, I'm just still fucking around with my setup, and I really want my, I want this to, like, look kind of nice. But anyway, let's see if that changed anything. Alright, let's play a league match. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully this won't be a complete shit show. I probably only have time for 1 league tonight. Depending on how fast I get fucking ranched. Let me know, those of you who are watching, all 4 of you, let me know if you have any suggestions for how to improve the look and feel of my stream. Since I've started streaming slightly more regularly, I would like to have a little bit better production values. And I think probably more dick butts on my overlay would help a lot. Expletive count, that's a good one. We can work on that. Maybe a different color scheme than fucking teal on black. But anyway, I got a match, so it is time to play. I don't recognize this name, so I don't have any intel on what they're playing, but I did win the die roll, so I will play first. Let's see, this hand looks alright. 2 lands, some rituals, Thoughtseize, and Infernal Contract. This is the kind of hand that's probably real good against like miracles, or at least you know, passable against miracles. If this is against a chalice deck or something, it might not be so good. Also, neither of my I can't fetch a basic swamp off either of these lands. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm probably just gonna lead on the turn and pass. There's an argument for just thought seizing right away, but I'm like, if I get blown out by a chalice, I get blown out by chalice. That's just the way it is. We'll find out. And it's miracles or Stoneblade potentially. But I do feel pretty comfortable just getting an Underground Sea here. They usually, like, Stoneblade sometimes plays a couple Wastelands. But I feel comfortable just ignoring the possibility of Wasteland. And I'll just ponder here. Gotta look for a little more business. Ooh. That's a good draw. It's Doomsday and LED. And a Swamp. I think I want to keep all of those. I'm just thinking about, like, yeah, so I definitely want the Doomsday and the Swamp, I think. So I'm going to put the Doomsday on top. I'm just going to draw the Doomsday, since my opponent's probably not going to be making me discard. I think the tap box is a little too wide. Yeah, that's fair. Alright. Yeah, good feedback. I'll fucking figure something out. So here I could potentially use the Infernal Contract as like a bait spell, since they aren't going to really be putting too much of a clock on me unless they just cast Stoneforge Mystic right here and go get Batterskull, and then I might have to worry about my life total a little, but it doesn't look like it. And although there's still that LED on top, I want that LED before I make a move. Let me think about this for a minute. So I think what I want to do is I'm just going to pass again. And hope they don't do a whole lot. I do run the risk of running into a counterbalance or something if they are on miracles. But I have a feeling we're just going to be playing Drago for a little while. Uh-oh. Okay, just ponder. Put a scrolling chat under the sideboard. That's an interesting idea. So what they do, so they didn't shuffle, they drew with the ponder. So I'm going to draw the LED here, and I'm going to crack this. I'm going to go get another Underground Sea. And I think what I want to do here is just cast the Infernal Contract, because my life total is not under much pressure. They're probably going to counter it, because why would they fucking want to let me resolve an Infernal Contract? Although, I will have to discard if I do that. Maybe I Thoughtseize first. I want to, like, get to Threshold, so these Cabal Rituals make a fuckload of mana. Maybe Thoughtseize is the better place to start. I'm just thinking, like, with the Brainstorm and the LED, I don't need the Infernal Contract in my opener. I mean, in my hand when I try to go off with Doomsday. I think I'll start with the Thoughtseize. Let's just see what we're up against here. If they let it resolve, which they may not. Alright, so they let it resolve. So we got a Snapcaster, Counterspell, Brainstorm, Jace, Swords. So I don't care too much about the Swords unless they can, like, Swords that are on Snapcaster to get out of kill range. The Jace could be a problem if they get to turn 4 or so. I kind of want to take the Snapcaster, because that's going to be a clock if I do decide to cast the Infernal Contract, and it also could snap back a Counterspell if I take the Counterspell. So I'm going to take the Snapcaster, I think. If I could get them to tap out for Jace at some point, which I suspect they would never do, but... Alright, so this seems like a good opportunity to try casting this Infernal Contract. It's probably just going to get countered. Actually, I don't have Threshold yet, but I could shoot off all these Cabal Rituals. It's only 5 mana. I'm just going to cast the contract. We'll see what they do. Fuck it. If they let me draw all these cards, I'll have a full fucking grip to try and go off with. And I'll probably have Threshold, because when I'll have to discard the hand size. They're tanking hard. So they fired off the counterspell. That's fine. Kind of expected that. So hopefully, we can think about trying to go off soon. I would love to have another discard spell before I go off, but there's their Brainstorm. So Brainstorm and Snapcaster and Counterspell are gone, but they have a whole bunch of unknown cards now too. And they're still not tapping out for a Jace. Ooh, that's a good draw. All right, so I'm gonna just go for it here. So I can Cabal Ritual, Thoughtseize. That'll get me to Threshold and the remaining 2 Cabal Rituals, and then Brainstorm or Doomsday, Brainstorm, LED. You can probably work it out from here. Alternatively, I could No, I can't Thoughtseize first. I have to play 1 Cabal Ritual first. So I have the blue up to Brainstorm. If they counter this first Cabal Ritual, that's fine, because I don't really expend any resources on it. So let's Thoughtseize and see what we grab. These decks often don't play all that much counter magic. Alright, so another counter spell, which obviously I'm taking. They potentially could Brainstorm into something. So I basically am just hoping... Looks like they shuffled after their last Brainstorm, so I don't think they know what's on top. So I just kind of have to hope that they don't hit anything. And I think... I think I probably just am going for it, because I don't think it's going to get better than this, and I'm just going to hope that they don't get anything here. So if they hit a force or something, then, you know, it happens. Can anybody see... Can you guys see my screen still? Can you see everything? Oh, fucking Ape, you're talking about the fucking... You're talking about the fucking soccer thing. Alright, so they Brainstorm now. I wonder if they're going to try and counter this second Cabal Ritual. I'm just hoping that they don't have it. So it resolved, so... I'm going to fire off the second one. And I actually have enough mana here that if they like cast this or counter this LED or something, which they didn't, that I could still go off. So Threshold Cabal Ritual is some real crazy shit. Let me see. I wonder if I could even put a Duress in this pile just in case they're like holding a Flusterstorm for my Tendrils. I feel like they would just counter the Doomsday, but you know, it's a possibility. I don't even have to crack this Lion's Eye Diamond. So let's do it. Infernal Contract, Tendrils, Ritual. So I'm going to go to 7 and then down to 3 after the Infernal Contract. So we'll just do a Duress. I think. And that should be well lethal. So put that on the bottom, and then the middle ones don't really matter. I mean, I guess the order of these four doesn't matter at all. It's just got to be Infernal Contract on top. Cast my Brainstorm. If they had a counterspell, this is the real spot to do it. But they haven't done it yet. Cast my Infernal Contract. Nothing yet. Now I'll duress them. I drew a counterbalance, which does nothing. So they don't have anything. So I'll just take the counterbalance. Fuck your counterbalance. So this looks like it's more like Miracles than a Stoneblade type of thing. So that's good to know. So here comes the tendrils. Give them the fucking drills. Good old 13 drills coming right at them. Alright, Doomsday kill to start game 1. Deck's good. Deck's still good. Now, post-board, I think I want to cut one basic island for the Trop. And probably cut a basic swamp for the Shelldock Isle. So I'm fine. Like, Shelldock Isle isn't exactly a functional land for casting spells most of the time. Because you don't want to be playing it before you play Doomsday, generally. But against Miracles, they don't do a lot of land destruction. Sometimes they have back to basics, but generally you're okay not having all 4 basics in the deck and going down on a land because the games are going to last longer. And then, let's see, these are the other cards I know I want to bring in right here. Can I, yeah. Alright, the Emrakul to go with Shelldock Isle, and the 2 Decays for the counterbalances, and then I want to bring in the Flusterstorm as well. And Flusterstorm is good here because it, as you saw with that pile, I never had to crack an LED. And so I can actually, like, use Flusterstorm effectively to protect my combo. So, usually I'll cut at least one Infernal Tutor, because as I was talking about earlier, Infernal Tutor creates choke points when you need to be Hellbent, and it makes it harder to come back when you have to have no hand when you're trying to go off. And then I'll probably cut a couple Preordains, and then I'm not sure what my last cut should be. I could cut a Cabal Ritual, because they're probably going to be playing things like Rest in Peace. I could also cut a Lion's Eye Diamond, because the Cabal Rituals and the reduced number of Infernal Tutors makes them a little less necessary. I'm going to try cutting a Lion's Eye Diamond, I think. One thing I've noticed with this build is that I actually don't need Lion's Eye Diamonds that much when I'm going for Doomsday kills. So, I don't know. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to submit this, and we'll see how it goes. This hand looks... this hand's okay. It's got a lot of mana, but it doesn't really do anything. It's got mana, and it's got the Abrupt Decay in case they drop a counterbalance on me. But there's no cantrips, there's no business spell. I'm a little torn on this one. I probably should throw it back. I think 6 on the draw is probably going to be better. But this is the kind of hand that, like, if I peel the Doomsday, I would 100% just jam the Doomsday turn 1 and try and do this Shelldock Isle pile. But I think I'm going to mull this. This hand's medium, but it's probably keepable. I've got the Infernal Contract. I've got a Duress. I've got mana. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to bottom this Trop. They're starting off with a cantrip. So the thing I'm most worried about here, I think, is a counterbalance, like on turn 2. Because then I'm basically stuck waiting for a Decay. Excuse me. Unless I can try and get a fucking Doomsday through counterbalance. There's a Ritual. That's a decent draw. I'm going to lead on Swamp, and I'm going to play one of my Lotus Petals, just so I can get a green source on the field. in case they do have counterbalance. And that way, like, if I don't draw any more lands, I can be sure to have a green source. Because if they counterbalance and flip a land, they can counter my Lotus Petals if I try to play them later. So, and I'm not too worried about my Storm count right now. So I have counterbalance, Force of Will, Surgical. A Surgical on a Duress would be a little annoying. I'm kind of tempted to take the Surgical. Surgical's not that big of a concern with this list, I've found. Because the Doomsday kills, the order of your pile doesn't matter all that much, as long as you can get the contract, and you can Infernal Tutor to draw into the piles. Like Infernal Tutor for the contract that's in your pile, and then the order doesn't matter, so the shuffle effect doesn't matter. And I feel like I can fight through the counter magic, potentially. I don't know. I'm a little torn on this one. I don't know. I think I'm going to take the counter spell, actually. It's a bit of a hard choice. I don't know if they just shoot off that Surgical on the Duress. I might be okay with that, to be honest. And now their only blue card to pair with that Force is the Brainstorm. So they'll have to lose a Brainstorm to cast the Force Will. So I'm just going to play land go for a while. At some point, I can try using the contract to as a card draw spell. It's possible they Surgical that because it appeared to be important. But we'll see. So here's their Brainstorm. It probably means they have another blue spell. But I think I'm fine with losing the contract here. Although I did draw another Duress. Let me think. I wonder if it's worth it. It might be worth it to Duress and then spend a Petal to cast the Infernal Contract and go back up to like 6 cards. I think I'm going to Duress here. Generally, I like to try to hold on to my discard spells a little longer, but especially if they're considering surgicaling the Duresses, it's better to just get the value out of this one, especially if I have a draw spell. Let's see. I'm kind of tempted to take the Brainstorm since I know they won't be able to counter it, and that'll take them off their draws. They didn't fetch after their last Brainstorm, so they're like Brainstorm locked. I wonder if it makes sense to prevent them from seeing more cards. I think I want to do that. I think I want to take the Brainstorm. This is kind of a gamble in some ways. But at least they won't be able to counter this Infernal Contract, so I'll get to go up to 6 cards. I'll be ahead on cards. I think that's a pretty good deal, even if I do have to use this Petal for it. And hopefully they don't surgical my Petals. Alright, so those were good draws right there. I'm going to play out this Petal in case they can surgical the Petals. I do wonder if maybe I should just fire off this Duress right now and take the surgical. Next turn I can try and Cabal Ritual Doomsday and make a Shelldock Isle pile. But on the other hand, if they draw a blue spell, I'd want to be able to Duress the Force. Although if they have a blue spell with a Force, they're probably going to let the Doomsday resolve and think that they can get me. And I don't want Surgical to be able to shuffle my Shelldock pile. So I'm going to Duress again. And it looks like they're surgicaling, which means this is fine. They're taking the Infernal Contract, and they're probably going to see that I'm going for the fucking Shelldock pile. Which is alright. I'll get to grab their Force, and then they're going to have to draw something real fucking good off the top. And hopefully they just won't have anything. and the Shelldock pile will get there. Best case scenario, I draw a cantrip next turn, and I can hard cast Doomsday and cantrip into the Shelldock. Oh, well, yeah, I could still do that because I have the ritual. Alright. Flusterstorm is a good draw too, because it'll let me protect this Doomsday. So I'm going to drop the Trop, I think, and hardcast this Doomsday. And they let it resolve, so I'll do the Shelldock pile. The worst case scenario here is that they, I don't have a bauble in this list. Thought I put a bauble in this list. Do I not? That's a problem. This list is supposed to have one bauble. Yeah, it's possible that I should have done that, but whatever. So there's ways that they can lose out, like they can kill me here. Like if they have a Jace or something and they can Fate Seal me, that would be a problem. With a bauble, I could put a bauble on top and put the Doomsday back into my deck or something. But as it is, I don't have a lot of options, so I'm just going to go for a super basic pile here. I don't think it matters a whole lot what the remaining cards in my pile are. I do think I want the some. I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. Let's just throw some shit in, just in case. This is probably good enough. So Shelldock, Emrakul, Duress, Decay, Island. We'll just cross our fingers. So Shelldock's going to be on top, which means it's the last card. Emrakul doesn't really matter where Emrakul goes, because the Shelldock will be able to see it anyway. So, and after I Shelldock, I'm going to once I Shelldock, I'm going to be fucking rearranging my pile anyway. So worst case scenario here would be like a Jace to Fate Seal me, but it doesn't look like they had it. So down comes the Shelldock, hides the Emrakul, and then I think I'm going to want, so these go on the bottom, which means the first one I click will be the top. So I'm going to do Duress, Island, Decay maybe. And now I have the Cabal Ritual up for the Flusterstorm to protect myself. But this is probably just going to do it. A Mentor is just their 6th permanent, so that's not really a big problem here. If they have another spell, it might be a problem. But I'm just going to go ahead and cast the Emrakul. I do have the Decay in the pile to kill off something if I need to, but let's just cast this. I might just get a concession here. It's possible. Cast the Exile card. So as long as they don't have another... although I guess this is flying, they can't block anyway, so they should just be dead. Yep, there's a concession. Alright. So sometimes if they get a lot of permanents on the field, the Annihilator 6 doesn't matter that much. And it can be particularly dangerous if one of those 6 permanents is a Jace and they can survive the first hit and bounce the Emrakul, but that wasn't going to happen here. So quick 2-0, that wasn't too bad. Those kinds of matchups are usually somewhat favorable. I think, at least historically, they have been. They don't have an oppressive amount of counter magic in game 1. And then game 2, I have a good sideboard plan against them. I think it's good anyway. I think the Shelldock Isles worth has increased in this post-Deathrite Shaman metagame. Let's get another match in. Fucking... Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on ways I could have played better. I don't know. Shit like that. Whether or not my deck sucks. Whether you think Infernal Tutor sucks. It's worth noting that I have won both of my games so far with Doomsday. Clearly, this is a Doomsday deck. This is not just Ant with bad cards, which I think is the big question in a list like this. Yo, what up? Got a new match. Yeah, you. I know you. You're a big fan of that Infernal Tutor. Okay, it is unfair. What are they playing these days? This is a name that I know because they top. They get trophies and shit a lot. But I don't remember what they've been playing lately. This hand doesn't do a whole lot for me. I'm tempted to mull it on the draw. It's got one cantrip. Like, I don't know. It's got some stuff, but it's also just a little. Like, that Tendrils is kind of not doing anything in my hand, so it's almost like I've mulled to 6 anyway here. I don't know. It's a toss-up. If I preordain it's something real good, this could be a fine hand. I think I'm gonna mull it since I'm on the draw. And this hand is not much better, but it's serviceable, so I'll keep. And I think I want that second land. So I think part of someone earlier mentioned that the screen where like the play happens, where the action happens, is a little too small, and part of that I think is because of my the resolution, the size of my second monitor here. It's just kind of large and in charge. What should I play? Part of me wants to just play the Underground Sea and Preordain. I could also lead on Bloodstained Mire and pass, which kind of screams that I'm on Reanimator. Which I don't know if like trying to trick my opponent into thinking I'm on a slightly different combo deck is where I want to be. But I also don't like. I kind of want to keep the Brainstorm up in case they have discard. But maybe it doesn't matter much. I suppose I could play Underground Sea and pass. I think I'm going to play Brain or Mire and pass. Not so much because I want them to think I'm on Reanimator, but just because I think I am going to play a little slower here. If they like just Storm Kill me on turn 2 or something. That Arid Mesa doesn't sound like a Storm deck though. That sounds like Miracles. A Ponder. I think I'm going to Preordain. I'm going to bottom both of those. If this is Miracles, I'll have time to find more land. Yeah, this is definitely seeming like Miracles. Another land. So I think I'm going to Brainstorm here. But, so, like, my inclination is to throw the Tendrils, just throw the Tendrils back. But there's also the possibility that at some point in the game I might want the Tendrils in my hand to make, like, natural Tendrils. So I can Ponder and just hang on to it a little longer. If there's, like, one card that I want off the Ponder, I can Crouch a Fetch to shuffle the rest away. That Doomsday is okay. It's not a bad draw. What was the last card? Duress? I kind of want all of these. So I can maybe just play real slow here. Obviously counterbalance is a concern. But if they don't have a counterbalance, then so they're predicting themselves. Definitely Miracles if there was if there was any doubt left. Predict can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Cards like Predict are what can make this deck a little difficult pre-board. They just can mess up your Doomsday pile. and especially with well, without a bauble in the deck, and with Infernal Contract instead of a draw 3, you can't like put a probe on top as defense against predict. But really, the biggest concern in game 1 is going to be counterbalance, and if counterbalance comes down, I will be a sad little man. Mentor. So they're just going to try and fucking aggro me out here. But I probably have a little bit of time. So I think I want to draw my next card because I'm pretty sure it was a duress. If anybody knows, I wasn't paying all that much attention and I should have been. It's hard to talk and do stuff at the same time. So if anybody knows if that was a duress or not, let me know. And Snaring Bridge, I don't care about that. That's an interesting card, though. That's for sure. It seems like a bit of a nombo with Monastery Mentor. Oh, no, it's only creatures with power can't... Oh, no, it can't attack. It affects their own creatures, too. So they like can't cast a bunch of spells in one turn and go for a big blowout, but they can't attack me with this single Monastery Mentor. I guess like a couple of 2-power monk tokens is still going to end the game pretty quick. Let's see. It was a preordain, not a duress. I think I'm going to crack this. Go grab an underground sea. Three, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just trying to think if like how I want to play this out. But I think I want to start with the preordain. I still think I have a little bit of time, at least one more turn if I want it. That duress is a good draw. So let's think about my play here. I'm pretty sure I could kill from here if I duress and they don't have anything. Because I can get the threshold. And then threshold, Cabal Ritual, and I'll have 1 petal for the brainstorm, so I can brainstorm into Ritual, Infernal Contract, putting back tendrils, and I'll have enough leftover mana from the Cabal Ritual to cast the Ritual into Infernal Contract into a tendrils kill. So I'm going to go ahead and duress, and we'll see what they got. Might meet a counterspell here. It's the Flusterstorm. I can't pay for it. Okay. I'm wondering if I might be able to natty drills them. I don't think so. I think it would depend a lot on that brainstorm working out for me. But let me think carefully here. So I could still try to kill. I could just go for it and see if they just don't have anything. If they had another Flusterstorm, that would be annoying. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. I kind of want to cast this Doomsday. If I do, I'll have 2 black left. 3. Like, I'll be a little short on mana to just hard cast the tendrils, so I'd have to brainstorm into something. Yeah, there's a lot of ways that can go right, for sure. Another Cabal Ritual or a Dark Ritual, or like being able to get another cantrip and putting cards back to use the Lion's Eye Diamond for the mana. I kind of want to just go for it, but I get fucked here if it doesn't work out. I guess it doesn't really matter what I grab. The other possibility is to not even cast the Doomsday, but if they have another Flusterstorm, then I will get fucked by that. So like I could play this other Lotus Petal. I can Cabal Ritual, cast the Brainstorm, cast LED, and then just Tendrils. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's only 9. So I would need to hit something else off the Brainstorm. Something else I can cast. If like, what are the odds of they probably only play 2 Flusterstorms in the deck? What are the odds of them having the second Flusterstorm? I guess I don't know. Fuck it. Fucking YOLO. We're playing a bad deck anyway, right? It's fucking. Maybe they just don't have it. Is that possible that they just don't have it? Like, what are the chances that they really just don't have it? Suppose if they have a plow and they plow their own mentor, that's a problem. I'm casting this fucking Doomsday. Alright, they let me do that. So let me think here. So the Doomsday kill from here is going to be like Ritual. Let me think about this. So I'm going to have 2 black left. I'm trying to think if I can like squeeze a Duress in or something, but I don't think I can. Just in case they are trying to hold another. Like if I put the Bauble in my deck, I would be able to, but I don't think I can from here. Maybe with another Cabal Ritual, that would give me enough mana. But probably if they're going to counter anything, it's going to be the oh no, I don't have Threshold anymore, so that won't work. Cabal Ritual won't work. Alright, let's just make it happen. Let's just do it. If they got it, they got it. So I'm pretty sure this is just going to be like 4 Dark Rituals and an Infernal Contract, because I'm putting the Tendrils back into the deck with the Brainstorm. Can I swap? I could swap one of these rituals for Duress, right? Just in case they're trying to fucking get me. I'll have to resolve one of the rituals first, but so then I can draw Brainstorm into Ritual Infernal, put back LED, or no, draw Ritual Infernal, put back Ritual Tendrils, play out the LED, and then contract tracking the LED. Oh, I forgot I have the mana from that. So yeah, I definitely can have the Duress in there. Not that it's going to do me a whole hell of a lot if they don't let me resolve the Infernal Contract, but if they do let me resolve the Infernal Contract, then I can at least get the get a Flusterstorm if they have one. So if they're trying to be cute and trying to get me, then they're going to get got themselves. So here we are. Born to be kings, princes of the universe. Alright, so definitely putting back the Tendrils. If this LED was like a Lotus Petal, we'd be good to go. But I'm putting back the Tendrils, and I'm putting back the Duress. And then I'm going to cast the LED. Cast this Tendril, or cast this Ritual. Hold priority, cast Infernal Contract, cracking the LED. And this is the one they should counter if they have a counterspell. They didn't, so here comes my Duress. They got nothing. They just didn't fucking have it. Fucking Miracles players, man. They never have it. Fuck them. I'll go down to 3 against you rat bastards. Now, here's a real question. I don't know if, like, this is a weird deck. Whatever they're playing, this is a weird deck. They got Mentors and Bridges. I am not all that inclined to bring in the Emrakul pile here, because I don't think they're playing Counterbalance with all that mess, although maybe they have it in the sideboard and they'll bring it in instead of the bridges. But Mentors can end the game very quickly, and if they get one down, then I might die trying to pass 2 turns for an Emrakul Pile. And also it adds some clunkiness to my deck. So I'm kind of inclined to just do this. Like, I don't even know if I want to bring in the extra Doomsday. But I definitely want to do that. And then I want the Flusterstorm and I want the Echoing Truth. And Echoing Truth is for Mentor tokens. I don't know if I want chains or anything. Like, I don't care about Ensnaring Bridge. Not that I think they're going to keep it in. But let's see. So in this matchup, I think this is what I want to do. I'm going to cut a Preordain. I'm going to cut a Petal. And what else? I'm still at 16 lands. Maybe I could cut another Preordain. I could cut a Lion's Eye Diamond, maybe. I suppose I could cut an Infernal Tutor. I think I'm going to cut another Preordain and another Petal. Cutting the petals takes away my chances at like a quick kill, like a turn 1 kill. There's a lot less chance of a turn 1 kill. But I don't see petals being all that important in this kind of matchup. I think they're like, I'm going to be, when I go off, it's going to be late. And yeah, I can definitely save Emrakul Plan for game 3. If once I get a view of how they've sideboarded, it'll be, that information can inform me about whether or not to bring in big, bad bitch Emrakul. It's nice to see you back here, and then the enemy, and then an enemy. You watch like all my fucking streams, so you're the real MVP. I hit submit, right? Okay. Alright. That hand is fucking trash. Yep. Hand's garbage. This one's going back. This hand is keepable, but it's slow. But I'm going to keep. And I'm going to bottom that. And I'll see where this gets me. It might be the case that they're just going to have so much counter magic and stuff post board that having the Emrakul Plan in the deck is simply a better, like, strategy than trying to fight through all of it. And like, even if they have a mentor that could kill me quickly, it might just be worth gambling on the Emrakul Plan. It's kind of like how sometimes people, me included, used to side the Emrakul Plan in versus Eldrazi aggro, because like, just trying to turn 1 Emrakul and hope that they didn't have Wasteland or Caracas was a better plan than trying to fight through the Chalices against such an aggressive deck. So who knows? We'll find out. Again, like, I've probably played like maybe a dozen matches with this deck list. I have played very little Ant before in my life. Very, very little Ant. So like, I'm kind of freestyling here. And it's looked okay so far, but I just honestly have no idea. And like, there's a counterbalance, so like, you know, that's fun. So I'm kind of gonna have to sit and wait on an Abrupt Decay. I suppose I can see what they've got. I don't even know if it's good to fire off this Ponder. Maybe, like, if I'm going to be pondering, now's probably the time when they don't know their top deck. So they can only, like, they can't manipulate the top deck to have... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Magic Online's about to crash. Sorry, folks. Let me just try and restart. Y'all gonna get to see my anime girl fucking background here. I'm a big fan of High School DxD. It's all about the anime titty. If y'all don't like the anime titty, then you can suck my anime dick. That's what I say. Okay. So this will suck if I have trouble with this game fucking like not working properly, because these matches are going to be long, and especially since I'm talking through my lines and stuff, it's taking me even longer. So I don't want to lose out on time, and I only have 11 fucking minutes left. So we might lose this one on time. I kind of hope not. What was going on? I was trying to resolve, or I was intending to resolve this spawner. And hopefully they don't flip a 1. They flipped the fucking 1, and it was a fucking flusterstorm. That's fun. Alright, I'm going to have to bring that Emrakul plan in, I think. I just don't see there being a reasonable... Oh, that's cute. A reasonable alternate game plan. Although back to basics is kind of fucking annoying. I'm just going to crack this and grab my basic swamp right now, so I don't forget. Yeah, back to basics versus that Shelldock plan is a little bit of a problem. Huh. I'm going to hold on to that. Honestly, it's probably going to get countered. Even if Counterbalance doesn't counter it, they would counter the Echoing Truth on the Counterbalance. Just go grab my basics island here. I kind of wonder... Well, I know they have a Flusterstorm. Like, there's no way they're going to let the Echoing Truth resolve. And the only real... Like, the only green sources left in my deck now are these Lotus Petals. So I'm just going to cast this Lotus Petal. We'll see if it gets through. I'm hoping it does. Alright, so now I at least have a green source on the table. So I'm going to try and play this one out for a little while at least. But I also, like, I got to decide at what point do I just call it so that I don't lose to time. Like, if I have Thoughtseize here, this is probably just getting countered by Counterbalance. Yep. They're just going to float a 1 on top forever. I can at least build towards Threshold here. Now they predict. They don't want that Brainstorm, apparently. I think once it hits, like, the 8-minute mark, I'm going to seriously think about just scooping. Like, if things aren't looking good, I'll seriously think about scooping so that I can have a shot at winning Game 3. Alright, actually, I'm just going to scoop now. So I'm going to be a little more careful back to basics this time, but I also think, I kind of just feel like I need to bring in this, because I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be any better. Or, I don't think not having it is better. Actually, I think I want this third Doomsday too. If I'm coming into this plan, I want this third Doomsday. Oh, fuck, I didn't get it in time. Cox. Alright, I'm going to play first. There's a fucking Doomsday. So this hand would be great if I had a 1 black mana. I would just fucking fire that Doomsday right off. But I got a mullet. Alright, this hand's fine. I have my mana. I have an Abrupt Decay. I got stuff. Past in Flames. I don't think I want that. Play the Bloodstained Mire. This, I think, is going to end up having to fetch me a basic swamp. So that I can try to have something that can play around the motherfucking... I'm just gonna do this right now. I'm doing my upkeep. Something to play around fucking, what the fuck is that called? Back to basics. Give me Doomsday. Fuck. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna fucking crack this and go grab my basic island now. So I got my basics. So I can play around B2B. There's the fucking Shelldock Isle that I don't really want to draw. I'm gonna preordain now. I really, I'm just looking for a fucking Doomsday. Are you gonna counter this preordain? You're gonna fucking counter this preordain, you sad sack of shit. How did they get so much fucking more time than me? I know I was talking a lot, and I spent a while tanking on that Doomsday pile, but, they got a lot of fucking time. And I'm getting a phone call. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear it for now. I'll text her later. I'm getting fucked here. I have a hard time believing that even if I don't just get blown out by something here, that I would be able to win this match in time. It's I spent a lot of fucking time. Brainstorm. Okay. I'm gonna crack this too. Grab an underground sea. Oh great, a Vendilion click. Do I just decay this? Just so it's not a threat. They're gonna take the decay. I would think. I'm just gonna do it. Just get the fucking threat off the table. I don't know if that's a good play, but I'm not. I feel like the decay is what they're gonna take anyway. So it hardly matters. Doomsday. See, now that they've seen the Shelldock Isle, the plan gets a lot worse, and that's one of the dangers of the Shelldock Isle. Drawing some more rituals. Dark Petition. Alright, so I've got some business. It's just a matter of, I wonder, do I fire off this Dark Petition? I feel like since they've seen the Shelldock Isle, there's no way they would let me resolve Doomsday. Unless they're going to try and get me with the, they're going to try and get me with the fucking... What the fuck is it called? Fucking A. They're going to try and get me with the motherfucking, back to basics, but I can always just put a Shelldock Isle in the pile. I mean, a Decay in the pile, so I don't... Huh. That would be interesting. Give me a few more Cabal rituals and maybe we can fucking hardcast this Emrakul. Maybe I should think about Dark Petitioning for another Cabal Ritual. It's only 15 mana, right? That would really teach him a fucking lesson. Alright, I'm doing it. I'm cracking this Delta. We got a game plan. B2B after I hardcast this Petitioners, we're going to really put a damper on that game plan. Oh my god. Please, please. I feel like they're going to counter this. Force. Okay. Well, I'm up to threshold. Let's see. 2 rituals is 8. That one's going to make me a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm really, really fucking close to hard cast Emrakul. I untapped. Let's see, Meyer. Alright, so 2 Thrush Cabal Rituals is 8 mana. Dark Ritual is 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm so fucking close. I'm just going to pass another turn. If I can draw a Lotus Petal, a Ritual, Cabal Ritual, something. Aw, man. Now they're definitely going to take the Emrakul. Maybe. Honestly, if they take anything except the Lion's Eye Diamond at this point, I'm not going to be able to cast the Emrakul, so... Yeah, that's a good point. If I play the Shelldock Isle, then I could play the Mire the next turn and have the mana to cast Emrakul. But if they are a good player, which I'm quite certain they are, they probably can figure out that me casting Emrakul here is a real deal possibility. They didn't take anything. There's no way they're going to let me resolve these Cabal Rituals, though. I can't imagine. Come on, give me something to do. That's a land. I'm pretty sure that I have enough lands left in the deck. Actually, is there even another land left for me to fetch? I don't think so. I think that's all my fucking fetchable lands. That's annoying. Because I cut the other basics. Actually, yeah, I did, right? This one's gonna be this one's not gonna fucking find me anything, yeah. Great! What a delight! I'm still short, right? 5, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, I'm still short. Ugh! Yeah, I should have played the fucking Shelldock Isle. That was a punt. I would have at least given myself a line to hardcasting Emrakul. And now they have enough lands that even if I do hardcast Emrakul and annihilate, they don't have to sack their creatures. So they can survive it and kill me on the crackback. But if I can do it, I'm still going to fucking try. If I draw a Ritual or something, or a Petal here, even though it's not going to end the game. It's not going to actually win me the game. Yeah, alright. Maybe they'll let me resolve this duress. Let me just see what you had. Well, that was a bit of a punt, not playing that Shelldock Isle. Not, like, are they actually... They're not going to let me resolve all those Rituals, though, with a hand like that? Alright. Shit happens. Let's play another one. It's fucking hot in here. I think in that game, like if they hadn't seen my hand with those clicks, hard casting the Emrakul becomes a much more reasonable possibility because they're a lot more likely to let me resolve the rituals. So, and like hold up all that counter magic. But on the other hand, they had a fucking excess of counter magic, so maybe they just don't let me resolve the rituals. One time in my life, I just want to hard cast Emrakul. It's so much more possible with Cabal rituals, which really tickles my pickle. But it hasn't happened yet. And we got another match. Okay, I'd like to play first. I'd like to play against... As much as I think that those kinds of Miracles and Stoneblade type matchups are like generally somewhat favorable, I don't like to play against them all that much. Because I don't have the attention span. Alright, so... The only issue, my biggest issue with this hand is that it's Cold to Wasteland, but I think that I want to just get the Underground Sea here. If I can find a second land, that would be good. No second land, but the LED is a good draw, so I'm going to keep the LED. This is one of the points where like not having Ad Nauseam in the deck kind of sucks, because if they start with like a Wasteland, or if they show them that they're like fucking, I don't know, Death and Taxes or something, I wouldn't mind having Ad Nauseam to just go for it quick. Oh my fucking god. Goddamn blue-white motherfuckers. Alright, well I got another land. That's a good draw. Ponder here. So, I wanted to do that in a different order. I think I wanted to ponder above that second Underground Sea, but whatever. Flooded Strand could be Rug Delver, because they can kind of just play, well, not with that basic island. It's another fucking Miracles ass motherfucker. This time I'm not going to fuck around. I'm just going to bring the Shellock Isle Emrakul in after sideboarding. Brainstorming. So, next turn, I'm trying to think about what's a possibility for me. I probably am just going to cast the Ponder. I think I need another ritual before I can like actually try and go off. I have to do the math. I'm still not super great at ant lines, so like I can't just like see it if I have enough mana when it's kind of close. If I have like 12 rituals and 9 lines eye diamonds, I can usually see it. But that's something that I still got to work on. But no counterbalance or anything yet. That's nice. So I think I'm just going to ponder. If I draw another Cabal Ritual, another Thoughtseize, those are both good draws. I think I want to be able to cast both Thoughtseizes in one turn. possible. So, really hoping that they don't have Counterbalance or something, or Vendilion Click. Fucking Vendilion Click, motherfuckers. Oh, just a Snapcaster Mage. Okay. I hate Vendilion Click. Stupid fucking card. Who designed cards like that? All cards should be like Dark Rituals, Doomsdays, and Lion's Eye Diamonds. Maybe some Cantrips. Cantrips are okay. I'll allow them. Oh yeah, I gotta click that OK button. Okay. Come on, motherfucker. I want to look at your fucking hand, and I want you to not have anything. I want you to not have more than 2 counterspells at least. That's really the goal. Another Brainstorm. They stocking up. This Brainstorm's a little odd. They don't have a fetch land. So, like, they kind of Brainstorm lock themselves a little bit. That basic mountain definitely screams back to basics to me. I think. So that's something to be aware of. But again, I think even in the face of back to basics, I think that the Shelllock Isle plan is, like, still worthwhile. I think I'm going to grab a basic swamp here. Thoughtseize number 1. What do we got? Fucking Vendilion Click, motherfucker. God damn it. Let me just draw another business spell. That would be the fucking tits. Oh my god. Fucking Vendilion Click. And obviously you're gonna take your take the Infernal Tutor. Obviously. If they're remotely good at Magic. Ooh-wee, that's a good draw though. I'm kind of feeling like I should just fucking go for it. Especially with 5 power on the board, the game's gonna end fast. Alright, so double force. Oh, they're Stoneblade, they're not miracles. Good to know, good to know. So I'm gonna take 1 force. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Let's just see what this fucking Infernal Contract can do. Since I'm going for it, I'm gonna take the True Name here. This way I will be able to survive 1 hit after Infernal Contract. Not that I expect to, if I completely whiff off this, I'm probably just losing, so. Let me think about this, actually. I don't want to use, well, black. Yeah, let's just do it this way. So, here's what I'm thinking. I want to be able to make blue and red after this Infernal Contract, so if I draw cantrips, I can cast those. If I draw the Past and Flames, I can cast that. So I think I'm going to have this Lion's Eye Diamond make blue and leave the Lotus Petal up to potentially make red. If I just naturally draw the Pith. There's also the argument for not cracking the LED, because if I draw an Infernal Tutor, I'm going to want it. But I'm pretty sure they're dead. I just need to think about this. Doomsday with the Tendrils on top, cast it. That's enough, right? I got the mana for that. So, Tendrils of Agony. The other cards literally don't matter. So, I'm thinking I'm just gonna hide some random crap in there. Perfect. Done. And then the order doesn't much matter as long as Tendrils is in the top 3 cards. I probably shouldn't have pondered just because I have the possibility to accidentally hit the shuffle button. Do I want to shuffle? No. Give him the drills. Dead, motherfucker. You got. You got. Infernal Contract hype. Card is so good. Alright. So, my sideboarding plan against this deck is very similar. I think it should be anyway. Very similar to Miracles. Jeskai Stoneblade. I'm kind of sad I had to reveal the Doomsday. But obviously I wasn't gonna win otherwise. I suppose I could have cast one more cantrip. I had one extra cantrip that I could have cast to try and just naturally dig for the tendrils. And not reveal the Doomsday plan, but whatever. That's probably the optimal play there. But anyway, so I'm just going to do a very similar sideboarding plan to before. It's possible that they have back to basics. It's also, I should perhaps consider bringing in something like Chain of Aber or the Echoing Truth. Because some of these decks will play like fucking Ethersworn Canonist, and just having another out to it is good. But I think the 2 Decay is probably fine. They probably have like maybe a couple Ethersworn Canonists, maybe a Rip. Decay also can work on Batterskull Germs, on Stone Forges, on clicks and shit. So this way is probably fine. So what do I want my sideboarding plan to be? I'm going to cut an Infernal Tutor. I'm going to cut a Lotus Petal. I'm going to cut a Preordain. I'm up to 17 lands right now. Oh, because of the Shellrock Isle. I suppose I could cut the basic Swamp again. I'll just have to pay more attention next time I'm planning on hard casting Emrakul. And then maybe the last Preordain. I could also try a Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual was pretty good there, though. Let's try that. Let's try cutting a Cabal Ritual. Again, I'm still pretty up in the air on most of my sideboarding plans. I know what I want to cut, or I know what I want to bring in, but I don't know what I want to cut. And yeah, I agree that Shellrock Isle is not exactly a land, but I don't think, like, the 16 lands are really for the mana denial decks, and this deck isn't really one of those. So you can get by on 15 lands versus Miracles and Stoneblade. This hand, what does this hand do? It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does have the decay. I don't know. Thoughts on this hand, real quick. It's borderline keepable, but it's also tempting to mull the 6 and hope to get something better. But if my 6 is garbage, then I'm not going to be in the game at 5, I don't think. I think I'm going to try this. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Let's see if I can cash this one. I've definitely, with the exception of some of those games against the second round opponent, like, I feel like I'm in all these games, so I'm pleased in that respect, at least. I'm just going to Preordain right away here. If I can find a Doomsday, another Ritual is good too. I'll grab that. If I can find a Doomsday, I'm just gonna fucking jam it and hope they try and get Q with me. What do we got here? Ponder, okay. Please shuffle your ponder. That's what I like to see. And they didn't. Why won't my opponents just listen? Drawn a lot of land here. Kind of unfortunate. I'm still a little wary of back to basics. But it's also possible they just had the basic mountain to avoid. What the fuck is it called? To avoid wastelands. Wasteland on their red source. I'm just gonna wait. I don't see a ton of reason to fire off this brainstorm right now. And this way I can hold it up if they try to click me or something. Just wait for a little while longer. I'm ahead on cards right now. That's an interesting thing to point out. Yeah, here comes the click. Or maybe not. They're just bolting me. Well, that's an interesting one. Kind of surprised they kept bolts in. Maybe they're expecting Lab Maniac. Or maybe they just want to clock me. Casting the bolt. Do you think that means they don't have much in the way of a clock otherwise? Or that they do and they're trying to get my life total down so when they finally click me, it's actually, like, meaningful? Since this brainstorm is my only business, I want to be as patient as possible with it. And hold on to it. It's weird that they have so many bolts. Here comes a click. Nope, just a snap. Bolt, snap, bolt. This is an odd game plan. But it's also somewhat encouraging because it means that it doesn't really look like they have much in the way of, like, they don't have a lot of real cards in their hand. Maybe I should just brainstorm in response to this bolt. Since they're tapped out so they can't flusterstorm it or something. I think that's probably a fine play. There's a tendrils. They're 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're like within Natty Drill's range here. What do we got? Stoneforge. Okay. So if I... Next turn, if they cast any spell, and then I can decay something and try and kill them, like, they're just dead. Casting the GTA. This is real interesting. On the other hand, like, maybe I should crack the Tarn and, no, I don't want to crack the Tarn. I want to be able to decay that GTA so that they don't gain a shitload of life. Because I'm not going to be able to win this game via Doomsday for Emrakul. So, I'm going to hold back. I'm not going to fucking... I'm just going to hope that they cast something on my turn. Although, since they're tapped out, it becomes a lot less likely. But I'm still decaying this today. What do you think are the chances they force if I cast a duress here? I mean, I'll still have another turn to try and like draw some cantrips and maybe chain some cantrips together. Force me, bitch. Fucking do it. Fucking do it, asshole. Fuck. Well, I can definitely beat a Spell Pierce, so I'm gonna take the Force Will. They just don't have much here. That's wild. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm just one short. That sucks. If they'd had the mana up, they almost certainly would have pierced there, I feel. But, like I said, I got a couple turns to try and draw into a cantrip to just fucking... I can't cast that Thoughtseize, though. That sucks. That's not a good spell to draw, because that's not a lethal one. In fact, it would kill me if I cast it. So, one more turn to try and draw some cantrips to chain together and give them the natty drills. Put me to 1. A fetch land would be the most insulting draw, for what it's worth. A bolt would be equally insulting if they drew a bolt. That's not a fucking kill. Ah! I guess so. I'm going to Tendrils here. Actually, you're right. They might pierce. I mean, I'm going to Tendrils so that I can stay alive. I'm just going to put them down really low and then hope that maybe I can draw... Like, I might hang on to a couple rituals, a ritual or two, and hope to draw a Piff. So they didn't do it there. Maybe they'll do it on this... Now they're not going to, because I have so much mana. Alright, so let me think. I'm going to fire off this Cabal Ritual. And then... I'm trying to think of, like... Do I just go for, like, all of them? Or do I hold back some rituals to have the possibility of a Piff be better next turn, the turn after this? Yeah, I'm just going to Tendrils now. So that's going to put him down to 8. Or maybe I don't. 8, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I just fire off the ritual. Like, I have a ton of mana. No, I'm going to hang on to one ritual. Because that way if I draw an Infernal Tutor or something... Now, even if they have the Flusterstorm, I have so much mana up that I can pay for all of my copies of Tendrils. Now I'm just going to hope to draw an Infernal Tutor. Because I bought myself a lot of time. And now I'll actually be able to profitably use this Thoughtseize on a later date. But I definitely still need to draw Piff or an Infernal Tutor or Dark Petition to be able to get somewhere here. Just keep drawing nothing, you piece of shit. Let me just rip it. Let me rip it. Fuck. That ain't it. Come on, you rat bastard. Keep drawing lands. Keep drawing lands. When I saw their hand, there were no lands. Or what I knew of their hand had no lands in it. So it seems as though they've mostly drawn lands. I don't have a lot of turns left, though, unfortunately. And that ain't what I needed. I need something immediately. I mean, I do have one more turn, but I won't be able to cast... Oh, what do we got? What's this? A true name. Okay, so this is my last turn. Come on. Cantrip. Infernal Tutor. Fucking anything. Fuck! Alright, they got it. That's too bad. I'm tilted. That, I guess, is the downside of siding out one of the Infernal Tutors. They just didn't have any graveyard hate. Should I bring in another tutor, or should I bring in the other Doomsday? I'm not sure. I'm fucking tired. I'm like mentally fatigued right now. Flagging hardcore. I'm just gonna run it back. I'm not gonna think about it too hard. Huh. This hand's not great, actually. Like, it looks pretty good, but since I don't have, maybe it's okay. Since I don't have ad nauseum, I can't just, like, draw into a, Infernal Tutor and try and go for it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not sure if it's really a keeper, but it seems fine. I really want to just like see a Doomsday right away. That would be the best. Dark Ritual is a good draw here, since I'll need a ritual if I'm going to be trying to piff them out of the game. Let's do this. I think I want to keep the ritual, and then I'll draw the next land, and I can crack a fetch to shuffle away that petal that I don't really need. One of the hard parts about this version of the deck is like kind of trying to play in such a way that you keep all of your options open until you like need to narrow it down to one to actually finish them off. And so, like, if one of my potential like probable game plans involves like even hard casting Doomsday and then making an Emrakul pile, I don't need that ritual that much. But if I'm thinking I might be trying to piff them out of the game, then I do need that ritual. Obviously, ritual is good for casting Doomsday too, but I don't know. It's kind of just a little bit of tension in the list. But they're not doing anything, and so as is often the case in these kinds of matchups, they kind of just don't put much of a clock on you. Usually the first thing to come down is going to be a click or a snapcaster. I'm still pissed about that last game. There were so many draws that could have, like, you know, done something for me. So they're jamming the snapcaster down. Obviously, they need pressure to actually kill me, and they can't give me a billion years to try to kill me. But putting the snapcaster down like that, to me, like, makes me kind of think that they have a lot of counter magic, and so they're comfortable not needing the value from that mage. But I guess it could go the other way, that they don't have much in their hand and that they think their best bet is to just start getting the beats in quick. This is click. True name. Alright, so yeah, Stoneblade definitely can threaten damage a lot faster than Miracles can. And I just drew a Doomsday, so time to do some thinking. I can't make a pass a turn pile. because I'll die. Or I can't make a pass the turn. I can't make a I can't make a Shelldock pass the turn pile. I wonder if I could make enough Storm with like a Piff pass the turn pile. Like, so if I crack this Delta, I grab my Underground Sea, I hardcast Doomsday, protect it with Flusterstorm. And then next turn, I can Thoughtseize, LED, Ritual, Infernal Contract into, like, Ritual, Piff, Tendrils, and then, like, Rit, Piff, Rit, Tendrils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's gonna be lethal. If they have Graveyard Hate, I get fucking cucked, though. I just don't know on this one. Like, do I wait and get clocked for 5 a turn while they and try and draw a cantrip, or do I just go for it? Who wants to see me try and do a pass the turn Piff pile? Let me see you motherfuckers in chat. I'm inclined to just try it. If I get fucked, I get fucked. If they have double Doomsday, they have double Doomsday. I mean, if they have double Force, they have double Force. So I'm going to go down to 7. It's not going to kill me. I suppose if they have Bolt, I'm dead. Actually, I can't cast the Thoughtseize. Hold on a sec. If I do it this way, I can't cast the Thoughtseize next turn because they'll hit me for 5 and I'll go to 2. So, do I Thoughtseize now and then Ritual into Doomsday and hold up the Flusterstorm for next time? Let me think here. If I Thoughtseize now, I'll go 13, which will put me to 6, so I'll be at 1 after. But then when I have enough Storm, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I can't. Then I can't Infernal Contract either. I'm just gonna have to wait. I have to wait and hope I draw a cantrip. I think a pass turn Piff pile would have been sweet, but they had too much power on the board for that, I think. And I'm going to run out of time quick, because I'm on 3-turn clock here. And if I have to cast Doomsday and Infernal Contract and cut my life total in half twice, I'm going to probably be at 1 if I get to kill him. Cantrip. Fuck, that ain't no cantrip. But I'm still going to fire off this Duress. What do we got? Counterspell? Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Come on. Give me a cantrip, you piece of shit. And see now, I can't cast Thoughtseize either. And it's not a fucking cantrip anyway. God damn it. There's nothing I can do here, because I'm just dead. Fuck. Should I have just... Maybe I should have just gone for the pass a turn Piff pile and just not had Thoughtseize to protect myself. Because, like, I hate sitting there and not trying to win, you know what I mean? I'm just going to Thoughtseize here and just see what they had. They're probably just going to bolt me to death, though. Knowing my luck. I just want to see your hand. Snap, counterspell. I want to fucking Flusterstorm this counterspell. I just want to see their motherfucking hands. I suppose I can go and aim for the concession. Hope that they just concede when I LED Ritual Doomsday with one card left in my hand. That's the right play. Same fucking targets. Force, okay. Just pick any old fucking 5 cards. Because I can't actually win from here. Yep, sure, done. Doot. Play that island. Concede. That was fucking frustrating. Oh my god, those 1-2s are the worst. Like, in no way was I out of that game. If I had drawn the cantrip there, I probably would have won. It does seem like they had enough counter magic that I wouldn't have won if I tried for the pass the turn piff pile. So, whatever. But maybe I shouldn't be cutting cantrips against these decks. Like, maybe I should be cutting LED and petals. Go down to like 1 petal, cut an LED, hold the cantrips, so that I can actually draw into my piles. Should also probably have a bauble in the list. I don't know. That sucks. I don't know. I'm sure I've told some people, some of my viewers before. I don't have any viewers now. Do I really have 0 viewers now? That's fun. Let me know if you're in chat and my fucking streamy thing is just telling me I have 0 viewers. Or if I'm not streaming anymore for some reason. But yeah, for those of you who may or may not be watching or may watch this later when I upload it to YouTube, I have mentioned before that I get tilted very easily. And I would consider myself fucking tilted right now. I am displeased about my draws in those last couple games because both of those 2 games against Stoneblade, I was well within, it was well within possibility that I would win those games, and I just didn't. H.J. Kaiser. What does this person play? This is another name that I recognize, but I don't know what they play. This hand is totally fine. Excuse me. So I'm going to keep. And I think I want to start with the Valk and Ponder, the old Sneak and Show opener. Those are good draws. Good draws. Now show me an uninteractive deck, you son of a bitch. I don't want to play against another motherfucking blue-white pile of shit. Fucking god. Cox. Okay, Rug Delver, at least it's not another blue-white pile of shit. So it didn't shuffle, naturally. Alright. I can avoid a stifle here, so I'm gonna brainstorm. More LEDs. I don't really need more LEDs right now. What I really need is this card spell. Okay, what am I gonna draw now? Give me a discard spell. Not a fucking discard spell. Okay. I mean, I'm still not under pressure, so I'm pretty sure I can just sit here. I can beat a lot of soft counter magic. I could beat a spell snare, probably. There's a wasteland, sure. I don't care that much about the wasteland. Yep. So I'm going to crack this. I'll see if it gets stifled. It looks like it's going to. And that's fine because I have the basic swamp in my hand. There's an Infernal Tutor. It's a good draw. Pretty good draw anyway. I don't know if I should cast the Infernal Tutor and get like another Dark Ritual. If I could just draw another ritual, I could think about using the Dark Petition as bait. I'm gonna cast this, see if I can get him to maybe spell snare it or something. No spell snare, so I'm gonna grab another Dark Ritual. So this will help me start trying to play through days, maybe. And having the second tutor in my graveyard will be nice, so I can get rid of a stifle by tutoring for duress or something. But I really am gonna need. Oh great, they have another wasteland. Still no threats. The fact that they don't have any threats is like. Oh, here it comes. Here's a threat. Big ol' mandrills. Alright, that's a fucking threat. That is goddamn threatening. Dress. Thoughtseize. Fuck. I'm just gonna fire one of these off. Pretend it's a duress. Yep. Oh. Huh. That brainstorm screams, I don't have anything. Oh, it's getting forced. Force pitching a stifle. Okay. Interesting. Thought Scour. Milling 2 geese. Huh. And then they have a land. I really want a discard spell. Discard spell. Another Infernal Tutor. Huh. Alright, well, let me see what happens here. Let's see if they fucking counter this. Counter this, bench. Thought Scour, okay. Let it resolve. Yee. Alrighty. So I'm gonna use this Dark Petition to get a duress. Duress them. But they probably don't really have anything here, is what I'm thinking. Except maybe like a stifle. cracking that fetch. Let's see. Worst case scenario, they have like Spell Pierce and Force from blue card or something. I suppose I could pay for a Spell Piercer or Daze here. I have so much mana. Alright, they don't have much, so I can take this Force and they can't, or take the Bolt and they can't do anything about it. 6. Yeah, and I don't even need to go for Piff. I can just 8. And just go grab some fucking... Go grab the tendrils. Alright. So that's a game against Rug Delver. That's nice. That felt good. I don't have a solid sideboarding plan against Rug Delver. I don't know if Doomsday is a good thing to bring in. Let me try this. So I'm going to bring in the Empty. Because I'm bringing the Empty, I don't want to cut an Infernal Tutor. I'm going to cut a Dark Petition for the third Doomsday. And then I need to cut one more card. And it probably should just be a Preordain. Although, it's possible it should be a Cabal Ritual. Because they're going to bring in Graveyard Hate. They're going to be attacking my graveyard, and they're going to have Spell Snares, which are good against the Cabal Ritual. And I think I'd rather have my cantrips. So I'm going to cut one Cabal Ritual. I'm going to try that. So cutting a Cabal... Also, Cabal Rituals aren't great for the fast Empty plan. Although they are a big help in Past Inflaming. But we'll just give that a try, see what happens. I'm winning a lot of game ones, and I think that's really important to note. That kind of suggests to me... This hand, I think I want to keep this hand. It's got access to both my colors of basics. Having the tendrils in it is not that pleasant, and like it, I'm kind of leaning on this Brainstorm. But what was I saying? So the fact that I'm winning a lot of game ones, I think is means this deck list has a promise in that. I've also won a lot of my game ones with Doomsday, so there's that. But it could potentially mean that I just need a better sideboarding plan, or I need to learn the post-board matchups with this list a little bit better, since, like I said, I'm not an Ant player. This is really my first time piloting anything like Ant. Or I played it a little bit, but I haven't played it a lot. So, you know. The fact that they're not playing any threats is nice. There's an Infernal Tutor. So, I'm going to Thoughtseize here. Because if they have a Stifle, I want it. Double Daze, Force, Bolt, Pyroblast. Interesting. So no Stifle. I'm going to take the Force. And I'm going to fetch Tarn. Fetch with Tarn. Or fetch for an island. Crack the Tarn. This Ponder is definitely going to eat the Pyroblast. For sure. Maybe I'll hold on. I just don't know if it's worth pondering here when I know it's basically just eating the Pyroblast. But I really want that Brainstorm to resolve next turn. So I think I need to do it. Oh. Oof. That is awful. God. And I drew the fucking land too. Call it the Moto Ponder Shuffle Bug. Okay, so Double Daze, Pyroblast, and Bolt are the cards I know about. Maybe I could empty here. Like, if they Pyroblast this, and then I can play empty through the Double Daze, does that seem worth a try? Seems worth a try to me. If they drew a Stifle, that would be bad here, but... There's always game 3. There's a lot of cards they could have drawn that would be problematic. But I still think this is probably my best line here. Crack for black, crack for red. Hope they didn't draw a Spell Pierce, or Spell Snare, or a Stifle or something. Get ready with that concede button. I suppose they could have drawn a Flusterstorm too. Although if they have a Flusterstorm, I'd still be able to get some copies out of it. If they wait for the empty. What are you doing? Are they considering bolting me beforehand so my ad nauseum is bad? That's a possibility. They're thinking. They're thinking. Let it resolve. Come on, bud, let it resolve. It resolved. Alright. We're not out of the woods yet, but we are in a good spot. I can pay for 4 copies if they have a Flusterstorm, if they have a Stifle, which they didn't. Alright, looks like it just got there. Hopefully they don't have a board wipe of any kind. That would be ideal. It's a lot of gobos. No whammy. This is where I wish I had Cabal Therapy still in deck, but, you know. It's odd that they didn't crack their Flooded Strand after casting that Brainstorm. Seems a bit of a punt to me. Alright. That's what's up, motherfuckers. Y'all bitches weren't watching. Y'all should have been watching. Because I just fucking creamed on Rug Delver. Just a big old load of spunk. Alright, let's try and cash this league. One more. Give me a good matchup. Let me play against lands or some shit. Okay, last match. I'm like fucking wearing out real hard. This hand looks okay. It's got business, it's got mana, it's got disruption. So this could go somewhere. It's gonna need to get threshold. Ooh, basic forest, Miri's Guile. Is this Enchantress? Because I consider Enchantress a good matchup. I guess I want to grab a basic swamp, and I'm going to Thought Seize. I don't think I want to Thought Seize yet. The Enchantress can't really do much until the 3rd turn, generally. Although, if they have a Rip or something, I want to hit it. I don't know. Maybe I do Thought Seize now. I'm going to Thought Seize right now. Seal of Primordium and double Sprawl. I guess I'll take a Sprawl. I feel like Seal isn't going to do a whole lot to me. So I'm going to take a Sprawl. But, they got the Sanctum and everything. They're going to be able to make a fuckload of mana. And the Guile is a good thing. They can try and look for stuff to do. Like if they find a Rip, that'll be annoying. If they find a Rip, I'll be on the Doomsday plan. The real thing I'm not sure about is, do I board in the Emrakul plan versus Enchantress? Or do I... If I had Lab Maniac, I would definitely board Lab Maniac in. Did I cut the Lab Man? I did. Because I'm a fool. Yeah, the sideboard is still all up in the air. Is this a rip? Did they find the rip? Sterling Grove. Well, that's going to let them find a rip. So I really, really need like a Lion's Eye Diamond right now. Brainstorm, not really what I wanted. Actually, Brainstorm is probably fine. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself and cast that Brainstorm, because if they Sterling Grove and grab Rip, I'm going to want that Brainstorm to try and make a Doomsday. Although, I'll have a hard time getting to Spell Mastery if they have a Rip. Sarah Sanctum. What do you got? What you got for me? This is a ley line, I'm fucking scooping. Can't be a ley line without the, what are they doing? An Enchantress's Presence, and then another enchantment. And then are they not going to have mana for the Sterling Grove? Steal the Primordium? Okay. You got one white. Oh, I guess they're going to have one white left to crack the Sterling Grove. But they can't cast a Rip if they have it. Okay. This is interesting. Come on, give me something. Preordain. Preordain's good. Alright, let me think here. Do I brainstorm first? Yeah, I think I'm going to brainstorm here. There's an LED. I think we're good. Let me just do a little counting. They've got to be dead now, right? If I put back the two cantrips, and then ritual, cracking the petal. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to quite get me to threshold. I suppose I could like petal. I could put back. My focus is getting to threshold. I can put back like Preordain and then LED, use the petal to ponder to grab the LED, and then crack the Torrent, so then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would get me to threshold. Okay, so putting back Preordain and then LED, and then I'm going to go petal. What are you doing? Ponder. And I'm going to draw. I wonder. What are the chances that they have like a Surgical Extraction in their main deck? It seems pretty low to me. Can I draw the Duress? 5, 8 will make. No, I'm just gonna stick to the plan, keep to the code. I may have been going through unnecessary convolutions there to get to threshold. Like, it might have been one extra step than I really needed. Still bad at this threshold counting stuff. So I have a red mana up, so I can crack that for black. I get so much fucking black. I suppose I don't even, at this point, I don't even need the, to use Piff, because my storm count's high enough. Right? So I'm going to go up to 9 black mana once this Spell Mastery adds to my graveyard 8. So yeah, I can just go for an Infernal Tutor here. And then tutor And I might just get a concession here. I'm going to get one extra storm just in case, because I have the mana for it. And then I'm going to try real hard not to misclick. Tendrils. Ye dead. Now, as long as they don't... Okay, good. Alrighty. Now, let me think. Cards I definitely want. Chain of Vapors. Echoing Truth. Do I want the Shelllock Isle plan? I'm going to try playing without it. I'm going to cut one Infernal Tutor, bring in the Doomsday, and then I'm going to cut... I'm going to cut one Duress because they often have Leyline of Sanctity. And it's just not great. Like, if they have the Leyline, then, you know, that's a problem. I don't want to cut a bunch of petals, but maybe I can cut one petal. Although, on the other hand, I want the speed in this matchup, I think. Do I just cut all my Infernal Tutors and go all in on the Doomsday plan to dodge Graveyard Hate? It's kind of a tempting game plan. I want to try it. This doesn't leave me with a whole lot of business spells. It's only 5 real business spells. I don't really like that much. Maybe I'll cut an extra Duress. I'm just a little wary of things like Mindbreak Trap or Surgical. Although I guess if they're playing Rip, they're probably not playing Surgical. But if I'm all in on the Doomsday plan, I want to keep the Preordain. I'm going to cut a Cabal Ritual. Let's do that. Okay, there's always game 3 if I decide I want the Emrakul plan. It's fucking hot in here. This hand is not the best. They mulled, so they're probably aiming for a Leyline. Maybe I do keep this. This has a lot of digging power, and they don't really fuck with my lands, although sometimes they play Choke. I'm going to try it. There's always game 5. I mean, always game 3. Go to 5. Come on. Yes. Keep going. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Alright, so they mulled to 4, so I'm hoping it's a 4... No Leyline, even. Interesting. I'm hoping it's a 4 that just doesn't do much. That would be the ideal here. Mirror's Guile, just a Wild Growth. Alright, I mean, they could have a good 4. If they have an Enchantress and some enchantments, then they could, or like a Serra Sanctum and an Enchantress, they could start drawing a lot of cards. There's an argument for using a Petal to Brainstorm here, but I don't think that's really necessary. I'm just going to Preordain, I'm going to bottom that, I'm going to keep the Delta. I suppose a turn 2 Choke would be a fucking absolute blowout right now. Nope, just an Enchantress. No other land, that's good for me. Ooh, we're getting somewhere. Give me some Rituals. An LED, that's a good one. I think I'm going to put this Petition back, and I'm going to put one of the Brainstorms back. I'm going to crack this. I'm going to grab another Underground Sea so that I can ponder. I really need Rituals. Show me some Rituals. Double Ritual. That's what I'm talking about. No shuffle. Alright, next turn, as long as they don't rip me or something, I'm just fucking jamming. No rip, no rip. Elephant Grass. Law. Get fucked, you piece of shit. Mirror's Guile. Okay. Doesn't look like they have anything. They mulled to 4 looking for the ley line, which they didn't find. They're attacking for 0. They know they're dead. This is where you really need Cabal therapy, because then you can therapy naming Abandon Hope. It's like, what am I supposed to do if I can't therapy naming Abandon Hope? Alright, so I was kind of hoping to draw a ritual there. I mean a duress or something, just in case they have Mindbreak Trap or something. But no such luck. I guess I could try and ponder into one. Let me think if I have all the mana I need. I'm pretty sure I do. This Cabal Ritual is going to be Threshold. That's going to be 5, 7. Yeah, I'm going to ponder here, because I can do it. Right, I should be able to. I just want to make sure that I'm going to actually have, like, you know, everything I need. Chain of Vapor. I don't need the Chain of Vapor. Just shuffle. Not a duress. Well, that's fine. Real jam. They probably just don't have anything. And if they have the Mindbreak Trap, shit happens. Oh. I can just do the same thing here. I can just Tutor Chain. No need to expose my graveyard. Where's... Oh, I cut the other... Infernals. But I can still Dark Petition Tutor Chain here. And... give him the drills. Yep. Alright. So, we cashed the league. That was pretty good. Hey, enemy. Thanks for coming back. I think you're the only viewer right now, but you are just... I guess I don't know how long you've been watching, but cashed the league. I think that one league is all I got in me tonight. Those were some really long games. Some of them, long matches. And I'm kind of burned out. But, like, what's going on here? So, I'm probably just going to crack this chest. When I get the single chest, I like to just pop it. So, let's see what we got. And then I'm going to I'll debrief a little bit. Then I'll shut her down for the night. Open this chest. Give me something good. Savannah's okay. It's not a ton of ticks, but it's 1 or 2, I think. Yeah, those are kind of crap, but the Savannah's okay, I guess. That'll get me a couple ticks. That's probably I'd probably get the same for the Savannah as I would for selling the chest. So whatever. All right, so real quick, let's talk about that league. Get out of here. Alright, so we went 3-2. Beat Miracles in round 1, lost to Miracles in round 2, lost to Stoneblade in round 3, and then beat Rug Delver and beat Enchantress. So kind of got a free roll for the last match, but that's, makes my life easier. But it's worth pointing out that the game win record is very strong. 8-4 for in-games is promising. I think I won every single game won, which is also promising. That's, 8 game ones in a row that I won. So I think it's not unreasonable to contribute some of my post-board, or attribute some of my post-board losses to fucking up. To me fucking up sideboarding, or not being familiar with how, like, the post-board matchup plays out now. How did just 2 Doomsday feel? I honestly think that's the right number. I think having the third in the sideboard is what I want. Like, side, especially without a wish board, sideboard space is a little more. It's not as much of a premium without the wish board. So I feel more comfortable having things like the Tropical Island and the Doomsday in my sideboard. Um, and you with the two piffs, or not two piffs, the two what the fuck are they called? Dark Petition. My brain is so full of fuck right now. With the two Dark Petitions, you effectively have 4 copies of Doomsday in the deck. Although Dark Petition can take a lot of mana to resolve. The deck's a little more vulnerable to graveyard hate, which is why I like having the third Doomsday, so you can lean into Doomsday more post board. I really like this list. The one change or a couple of small changes I wanted to make is I want a Cabal, fucking Conjurer's Bauble in here somewhere. I don't know if I want to cut a Preordain or cut a Cabal Ritual, maybe even cut a Lotus Petal for it. Potentially cut down to a 15th land, but I've been liking the 16 lands. I don't know. I want to fit a Conjurer's Bauble in here because I think it's worth it. And then I kind of missed the Labman from the board. But just in general, I won a lot of my games against the slow blue decks with Doomsday. I beat Rug Delver with just a bunch of mana and baiting out some spells and then a natural drills. And then I beat them game 2 with the Empty the Warrens. And then Enchantress, I just gave them the drills. They mulled to 4 in game 2, so that wasn't, that was easy. They didn't even have the ley line to make things complicated. So yeah, I think with a little work on my sideboard plan, and maybe bringing the Bauble into the main deck, maybe putting the Labman on the sideboard, I really think this deck could be strong. I don't think it feels particularly worse than Ant, and my experiences in some of the control matchups makes me think that the Doomsday for Shelldock Isle plan, at least for now, is strong out of the sideboard. If that was something that became like adopted by Ant players again, maybe it loses some of its power. But I don't know. A lot to think about. I honestly question whether even like the decays and the trop are really needed. If you played like if you cut those and you played another like the 4th Doomsday in the sideboard, and then you can really lean into Doomsday against decks like Miracles, you cut your Infernal Tutors, cut the Past in Flame, maybe not the Past in Flames, but cut your Infernal Tutors, and just like really lean on Doomsday to dodge the graveyard hate. Maybe that's a game plan. But anyway, like the deck feels pretty good. I know there's a lot of doom saying, get it, about the deck since the probe ban, but like Ant and Tez seem to be doing okay. So I think with a slightly different approach to the deck, this deck can continue to be tier 3. Like it was never a top tier deck. It's the kind of deck that does powerful things in capable hands. It was strong. It was competitive. I had my fair share of good results in paper tournaments and on Magic Online with it, although I never was able to fucking get a 5-0. I fucking punted at least 2 5-0s away. Anyway, I'm tilted about that forever. Never gonna not be tilted about that. What the fuck was I saying? I got lost in the tilt. I'm so fucking hungry. But yeah, the deck feels fine. It really does. I encourage anybody who is down on Doomsday as a card, as a deck, to try this list. It is not a conventional Doomsday list. It is not a fucking, like, all-in, I'm gonna, cast Doomsday to win almost every game. It's, I won, I don't know, I have to go back and check, but I won probably less than half of my games with Doomsday, but I won games with Doomsday. It was important. It played an important role in multiple games in this league. Infernal Contract is disgusting. Also, fucking card's gross. But anyway, yeah, fucking try this deck. It's good. I really think it's good. I think if I could get the a number of other Doomsday players on board with me, to help tune it up, help figure out sideboard plans, help me learn how to play Ant, because that's really, I feel like that's a bit of a weak point in my game right now. Help me figure out how to play this deck, everybody, because I don't want to, I don't want to fucking say that I think this is the direction Doomsday should go, for now, but I think this is the direction Doomsday should be going. I think street rates are bad. I think playing like 9 billion Conjurer's Baubles is probably bad. So, get on my dick. Peace out, motherfuckers. I'm done. I need to. I got a life to live. I got a dog who needs to be fed. So, thank you for watching, everybody who was watching at some point. It doesn't look like anybody's watching now, but thank you. Come again. Thank you, come again. How do I stop?